There's always fireworks when Phoenix Rising and New Mexico United get together, and this one should be no different. Chris Wehan will be leading the black and yellow into Phoenix, looking for their first ever win. As for Rising, Joey Calistri has plenty of history against New Mexico with 4 goals. It's another duel in the desert. Phoenix, New Mexico, next. A great way to close the night here in the USL Championship from Wild Horse Pass. Phoenix Rising plays host to New Mexico United. The 2022 Phoenix Rising season is presented by Equality Health. With Devin Kerr, I'm Josh Eastern. Thanks so much for joining us. Always an exciting game when these two teams get together. The stats don't lie. Phoenix Rising has been great in this series all time. They have never lost to New Mexico United.
Every single time we see this matchup, Josh, you know that there are going to be goals. It's going to be emotion and physical play. What I didn't realize coming into it, and I'll be honest, was that New Mexico United have never won one of these in the USL Championship. Their only win actually comes in Open Cup play. That was a shocker to me, right? I mean, that was not surprising to you?
And technically a draw on penalty kicks.
Bingo. So they do get the win. They move on in that aspect. But they're ready to do it on the road at Wild Horse Pass, and they're going to do it with El Gato. Cody Mizell back after Tambakis picks up an injury. They bring back their starting goalkeeper from the 2019 and 2020 seasons. 56 games played, 11 shutouts, a partridge in a pear tree. He leads from back to front. He's a vocal leader. He's a physical guy on the back line. He has also never beaten Phoenix in 3 tries, 10 goals against.
And on the other side for Phoenix Rising, that magical left foot of Luis Manuel Cejas.
Started slow his career for Phoenix Rising, but only because he wasn't exactly given the opportunity to get into the lineup and even come off the bench. The guys in front of him playing very well, but he's done that in more in 2022. 3 goals on the season, including 2 against LA Galaxy 2 last week. He has now cemented himself within the 11, within the midfield 3, and as one of the leaders on this Phoenix Rising team.
Oh, there's always goals when these two desert rivals get together. They'll play twice in 5 days. The first one comes here in league play. Lineups and first kick coming up next.
At Arizona Federal, our passion is to help out the community where you live and work, because where you bank should make you feel good. Show your support for the home team with the Phoenix Rising Visa debit card. When you open a new account, you can score $100 just for using your card when you shop. How's that for an easy goal? Be a part of our commitment to the community. Arizona Federal Credit Union.
You might have heard of Carvana and that we sell cars online. What you probably didn't know is that we're in the business of making you happy. We believe buying a car should be something that gets you hyped up, that you should be empowered to shop when you want, where you want, wearing whatever you want, and that your new car ought to come with newfound happiness and 0 surprises. So we promise that we'll treat you right, we'll put you in control, and all of us will stop at nothing to drive you happy.
We'll drive you happy at Carvana.
Equality Health is giving doctors more time to be doctors, so they can give you the care you deserve. Ask if your doctor is part of the Equality Health Network today. Equality Health. Caring is back.
Tonight's match is brought to you by Carvana, NAU, Equality Health, and Arizona Federal. All set to go here from Wild Horse Pass as the teams take to the field. Of course, tonight's match presented by Equality Health. It's time to take a look at tonight's starting lineups, and we will start with the home side in Phoenix Rising and Rick Schantz.
Why would you change anything, right? With the beautiful performance that was on the road against San Antonio, as well as the 3-1 victory at home against Los Dos, there are no changes. Rick Schantz brings back the same cast of characters. You've got the back four, which has really started to tick, in my opinion. Love Joey Farrell and his 148th regular season appearance, 100 in a Phoenix Rising jersey. And the front three, the way they've started to shift, Epps, Repetto, Hurst. But for me, it still comes down to Aiden Quinn and his 198th regular season appearance, sitting on 44 assists, dictates the entire tempo of this team.
And he is our Pacific Office Automation player to watch. On the other side for New Mexico United, the first time Zach Prince is in charge of a game against Phoenix.
This lineup has thrown me for a curve, I'll be honest. Very rarely have I seen either Troy Lesesne in the past or Zach Prince give me a head turner. They've turned in a 4-4-2 diamond. We're gonna roll with it. Portillo down underneath, Chris Wehan in the 10 with Schwartz and Rivas shadowing on either side. We know that Tabor Tataka Preston up top and Nico Brett are going to be the ones to help stretch this game. But how much pressure can they withstand if they do, in fact, sit with 4? If they shift into a 3, that's where the key question mark is going to come in. Because what does the middle of the field start to look like? And how wide do you keep it if you bump Daniel Bruce up into the midfield?
So we are all set to go. Let's take a look at tonight's injury report brought to you by Spooner Physical Therapy. Santi Moar misses out again tonight along with Niall Dunn and James Musa. Armando Moreno and Alex Tambakis are out for New Mexico. And of course the Tambakis news big because as we talked about in the open, it is Cody Mizell in goal tonight for New Mexico. Our referee tonight is Gerald Flores, and it is the traditional Phoenix red and New Mexico yellow. There are so many goals when these two teams get together, and we might get that again tonight as we are underway from Wild Horse Pass. Well, it's been a great start to the season for New Mexico United, but it's been about 10 days since they last took to the field. It was a 5-0 win over the Las Vegas Legends in the U.S. Open Cup. But they are unbeaten in league play in 4 games. 2 wins, 2 draws. And the most recent of those are the 2 draws for New Mexico. So they'll be looking to try to get back on the winning track. On the other side for Phoenix Rising, as we mentioned a few minutes ago, a 3-1 win over Los Dos. Sejas with 2 early goals, and it was Marcus Epps to provide some insurance late on. And already an early whistle inside of a minute. No love lost between these two sides. Darnell King gets another start at right back, of course, wearing that captain's armband. Zach Prince said over these past 10 days really took time to reflect. Look back on what's been good, what's been bad, where they can get better. Deal for a illegal back pass. The referee says no. Marcus Epps brings this down and switches the play for Greg Hurst. With soft feet. Now Flood curls it in. A fall for Epps. He lets it run through. Sejas on the left foot. Lofts it in again. Clearing header, and Rivas moves it away. Now Aiden Quinn splits a couple of defenders and finds Flood, who was in an offside position. What do you make of this game? Obviously a lot of goals that we've seen in past appearances, but New Mexico's still looking for that first win.
For me, it comes down to the setup for the visitors and what Zach Prince wants to do with his squad. I mentioned, look, this is what the lineup card they turned in. If they rotate into a 3, you bump Daniel Bruce up into the midfield. We've already seen that. The interesting change is actually bringing Sergio Rivas to the interior, and that's a position that we were very accustomed to seeing him under his time with Ian Russell at Reno. He's also played it for United as well, just not in recent memory. They've used him more in the exterior, more on that front line. So he's going to come inside next to Justin Portillo. Chris Wehan will be at the top of the triangle in the middle. So the width is going to be real interesting because you've got Sam Hamilton and Austin Yearwood who are going to have to do the brunt of the chasing in those situations. And there's a lot of speed, especially on the right flank with Greg Hurst.
And Luntz walking the line there, just able to keep that in the box. Seymour in trouble, and he was just clipped by Arturo Rodriguez. It looked like the referee overruling the AR here. The AR said throw-in. The head ref said foul, and go to Gerald Flores.
See the arm. Elbow come up high here or no? Ball's out. I mean, for me, that's easy. Let him play, right? Let him play. Let the game go a little bit. I've always said to you, Josh, that I don't care if you're going to call a game that tight and keep the leash very short for players. Just be consistent, right? A game of this, I like to let the emotion run a little bit. You just can't let it get away from you.
I was going to ask, do you feel like in a rivalry game like this, it's maybe approached differently from the referee?
Well, you definitely walk a fine line with it, too, because it can easily become a runaway train, and then the next thing you know, cards are flying, tackles are over the place, and people start getting hurt.
Something to monitor in the opening few minutes. It's already a heavy challenge by Darnell King on the near side of the opening minute. Long over the top. Epps making the run. Flood back for Quinn. Lambert, who gets another start at center back, moves it off for Darnell King. Rodriguez stays on his feet, fending off defenders. Quinn trying to track it down. It'll be brought back for a handball on Quinn. Referee tried to let that play on through advantage. Last time these two teams played a year ago, just the one game, it was right here in Phoenix. That 3-2 win for Phoenix Rising. Joey Calistri scored twice. Santi Moar added another one. On the other side, it was Rivas and then an own goal. The 2 goals for New Mexico on the night, but these two teams playing, as we mentioned, twice in 5 days with Open Cup upcoming, but only one time have these two teams played at the Lab in New Mexico. As this ball is sent into the back post, too far for Hurst. Flood is there to keep it in. There will be a return game later on this year, so Phoenix will go on the road to New Mexico for the first time since 2019. And an opportunity here for New Mexico. The centering pass, Nico Brett, saved by Luntz! Sprawling out and keeping it out. Well, you expect Nico Brett to put that away. Completely on the ground was Luntz. Now this curled into a dangerous area again. Kept it at the end line. A kick save this time from Luntz. Daniel Bruce and a corner kick to New Mexico. The pressure starting early on.
It's challenge accepted though from the big German. Great run here. Watch the hold up by Preston. Little cut here, could have easily gone it alone to the near post. Instead, beautiful cut back across. Farrell and Lambert cut out. And how does Nico Brett not hit the back of the frame? maybe too many touches. You can't really fault the talisman for New Mexico United of not sticking that one in because the goalkeeper was just tremendous.
And the header off the corner kick, flicked over the bar and out of play. Lunt being called into action here very early on. Of course, made 9 starts with this team a year ago on loan from Cincinnati, but he's now property of Phoenix Rising.
Think about it as well, Josh. He'd come so far off his line. He's right around the penalty mark. There's bodies in front of him. There's a turnover. It's momentum. It's another questionable decision here for the referee as well. Before we get back to that Ben Lunt save, as Marcus Epps just trying to figure out what he is and is not allowed to get away with. It's hard to mind your P's and Q's when you don't even know what the letter of the law is.
As you said, though, just looking for consistency.
That's how quick it is, though, with New Mexico United this year. It's probably the biggest change that you'll see, at least moving forward. A bit more lethal on the offensive side of the ball. It was something that Troy Lesane last year talked about as they continued their progression through the organization. They wanted to be more expansive in possession and attack, be less predictable in the final third. And Zach Prince said, yeah, we've accomplished that. We feel like the speed that we have, we've still got the clinical capability, but now we can stretch the game. We're a bit more direct as opposed to previous years. We've already got a glimpse of that inside 10 minutes with both the boys up top.
The offside flag is up. Of course, the big news with New Mexico this week is Cody Mizell coming in on loan from New York City FC. And it's interesting when you look at especially the goalkeeper position, and I know this has been going around the soccer world today.
Easy.
Not getting a lot
Easy.
of game time. This is his first league game since New Mexico United's 2020 season. How do you feel like that could affect him?
It's very difficult. I would say it's difficult for a player to come in general, but then to come in and not having played. The saving graces, though, is that it's Cody Mizell and it's a club that he's familiar with, right? So he understands Zach Prince. He knows what's going to be asked of him as an individual, and he knows a bunch of the guys in the locker room because those guys were here during 19 and 20. And even with the new faces, there's going to be respect that'll be given because of what he's already done for the club. How quickly can you get up to speed, though? Because this team, I said this to you coming in, they haven't been great, but they certainly have not been poor, right? Unblemished in terms of no defeats. But I haven't come out of any of their games so far and gone, wow, United were really, really good. They've conceded a lot of chances. They've conceded late goals. So this is one of those ones where you know the goalkeeper is going to be tested. The question is, for how long and how often in the next 90 minutes?
Well, here's one, but it's blocked down. Seymour not letting that one through. Switch of play from Sejas for Flood. Flood. His pocket picked there by Bruce on the far side, but a throw in for Phoenix. Quick turn by Hurst. Deflected cross is cleared away. Preston for Nico Brett. Preston trying to use that pace, and he's in open field. He's pulled back by Quinn. And right to the pocket, and a yellow card for Aiden Quinn. And I think New Mexico United may have wanted a little bit more than just yellow.
It's on the break. He's got support defensively is probably the argument coming from the referee. It's a play on the ball that I do not see. It's the little tug right there, right? There's negligence in it for sure. The argument you could make if you're Aiden Quinn is, okay, little tug of the shirt, I'm coming around the backside. I'm still trying to get to the ball, which he does. I actually agree with the decision from the referee. Yellow card, easy. You're 13 minutes in. I'd make the same call in the 90th minute of the match.
All right. So a free kick here for New Mexico United. Still a decent distance away. It'll be Justin Portillo to stand over it for the black and yellow. Portillo curls it in. Clearing header. Only just to the outside of the box for Weehan. Seymour curls it back in. The header's on, and it's saved by Lutz. That is tremendous from the German shot stopper. And now a break for Phoenix Rising. Early ball played over the top. Around the goalkeeper. There's the finish. End-to-end action for Phoenix Rising. It's Greg Hurst, and it's 1-0. Early fireworks at Wild Horse Pass.
Everybody in a Rising uniform right now, other end of the field, to Ben Lute. Hats off for the save, because he's the reason you were just able to complete this ridiculous counter. Lute, currently your USL Championship leader in saves, and for good reason. He's made 2 point blank. Long ball from Lambert, and you're off to the races. There's the speed of Epps. There goes some of the softest feet in the business. And Phoenix Rising out in front 1-0. The touch out in front, the touch around the goalkeeper, the clinical finish to the bottom corner.
Assist on the goal to number 20, Marcus Epps.
It's gonna go to Greg Hurst. But this is all about Ben Lute and the German in goal.
An incredible sequence. And maybe more for Phoenix. Bouncing through. Phoenix trying to keep this in. Here's Aiden Quinn. Might he have a go? And it's into the south end.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, that
Are you kidding me with these saves that he's pulling off this year? And then to do it back-to-back in about 4 minutes. I mean, this ball whipped in. It's perfect. You can't ask for anything else if you're United, except Ben Lute being removed from the lineup.
And then that man, Greg Hurst, with the finish on the other way. A devastating counterattack there from Phoenix.
Josh, how funny, by the way, that just a couple of games ago, you and I are picking the brain of Rick Shantz and everybody at Phoenix Rising, and the idea that we could see more movement initially in the lineup between Santi Moar and Marcus Epps, bringing Epps over to the left-hand side. And though it didn't necessarily play out the way that they wanted to in that match.
Through for Nico Brett, little chip on the line, and oh, Kevin Lambert was playing with fire there, but he gets it clear. Not everybody's been able to do that today. And another long throw in here coming for New Mexico. Expect anything different when these two teams get together?
It's crazy, right? They just come out swinging from the get-go. Punches being thrown left and right, and where I was going with that was the blow that's landed is Marcus Epps coming from the right flank all the way across to the left. Good diag across the middle, unselfishly slipped through to Greg Hurst. I'll tell you though, even though they're up 1-0, Rising's got a little bit of a problem right now. They're having an issue with the speed of the front two of Brett and Preston coming back across, whether diagonals or not. It's been very difficult for Joey Farrell and Kevin Lambert to adjust, especially with King and Flood pushing up high, as we always see.
Kevin Lambert playing with fire on the goal line.
We know that he's got soft feet, but this is a little bit close for comfort, isn't it? That'll be on the video review midweek.
Something Zach Prince told us is there's another foul. Bruce will get on with it quick. Is the chance creation. He thinks his team has created good chances, as we've seen in this game tonight. He thinks they can and they will get better as Swartz lofts the cross in. Portillo. And now Yearwood. Preston. Running it Sejas. Preston still going. Gets end line and cuts back. Trying to switch the play. Hurst got a foot on it, but it still runs through. Rivas looking for the return. And now a break for Phoenix if they decide to go quick, and they'll slow things down. Space to work in the middle. Weehan drops it off. Quick passing from New Mexico. Swartz. Wants to get in on that right foot. Epps brings it down calmly. Falls for Rivas. Preston. Deflected shot and out for another New Mexico United corner kick.
It's good stuff here by Harry Swartz, because he could have easily played this ball down into the corner, but the overlapping run by Chris Weehan wasn't on. He was in an offside position, so he cuts it back to the inside, able to rotate it back through, get a second chance at it. Gotta keep an eye on the relationship between Portillo, Rivas, and Weehan. Weehan's been wandering, and that will always happen, but that's more so defensively on Portillo and Rivas to keep an eye and keep steady in the middle, lock down the central locations.
Another header comes on, this time from Rivas and taken by Lunt. Fans, be sure to get to Arizona Federal Credit Union to get your Phoenix Rising debit card. It's a great way to support the team. Spread the word, and you can score $100 when you get one. I've got to say, it's the coolest looking debit card I've seen. Visit arizonafederal.org/Phoenix Rising for more information. Epps trying to get out of trouble. Throw in to New Mexico. Some scores from tonight, how about that? Las Vegas 1, Pittsburgh 0.
Another Danny Trejo sighting.
Was he just named Player of the Month?
Player of the month, couple of goals.
Colorado Springs also losing.
That's a shocker. Tons of talent in Memphis, but to do it way out west like that at Widener. And that was the 2-0 game the entire way. They didn't score till the 91st.
More from Phoenix as Epps will turn back, and that's another really good one. Louisville against San Diego. Two best teams in the league. Orange County and Sacramento, California derby there. Here's Preston. Another game on the docket, Los Dos and Monterey Bay at 0-0 early on. Good slate of West Coast action tonight, including this one here at Wild Horse Pass, where Phoenix lead through Greg Hurst. One of the best end-to-end sequences you will see. Portillo surveying. Long ball over the top. Coming in is Swartz. He goes down, and this is just outside the area. Really close margins there as King got all turned around by Harry Swartz.
This is really close, Josh. I looked right at you, and I thought it was a pen, but watch where the initial contact occurs. There it is. Great refereeing. You want to run a tight ship? That's fine. Consistent so far, and right there you can see it's about a yard outside the box. Well done, referee. Got a great glimpse of it. Chris Wehan talked about tape review. He'll go to look at it after the match, maybe on the travel back home. It's the right decision and a really awkward angle here for New Mexico United. It's a makeshift corner, compressed field. They feel like they've really taken a turn for the better because of Nate Walzer, who's taken over special set piece duties.
Portillo whips this in with pace, and Quinn clears it away. It was just bouncing through the box, and luckily for Phoenix, they were able to get it clear. I guess that's all you can really do from there is just hope for the best.
It's a little touch stop hit. It's, find a way to quickly put the ball back into play. Unbalanced. Phoenix Rising, again, it's one of the worst positions to have one of those dead ball situations at.
Controlled in the middle, calmly, and it's Epps. Rodriguez lets it run through. Yearwood was fouled.
It's really unfortunate that the head wasn't up here for Phoenix Rising, looking over to the left side. Good little pinch to the interior by Greg Hurst, and Tejas had actually gone all the way to the far left, wide open on the back stick. Sam Hamilton hadn't picked him up. A great closure by Austin Yearwood. See a good representation of what his pace brings to the game.
Nasty collision there as King went up for it. It looks like he will see yellow card. Well, he'll be walking a tightrope and outside back for the next hour plus.
A caution has been issued by the referee to Phoenix Rising FC number 2, Darnell King.
Celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. Choose what you play with at selectsportamerica.com. Select League's Choice, Player's Choice. Brett. Well, that almost headed right into his path. I noticed that he has his whole name on his jersey. First and last.
Is that something you want me to work for on your next?
No, I'm just saying,
your next press pass.
You don't see that very often. I'll make sure to get my Devin Kerr jersey soon.
There you go. Somewhere in the do not disturb closet.
Quinn rolls it forward. Mexico get it clear. We asked Zach Prince why he thinks these games are always so high octane. He basically said it comes down to these two teams just being fearless. They're not afraid to go after it. And that is what has contributed to a really fun rivalry, if you want to call it that, over these past few years. And of course, it really was sparked on by the US Open Cup match in 2019, New Mexico winning in penalties, the only time they have taken the upper hand over Phoenix. And then of course the dramatic late game goal by Joey Calistri on the road at the Lab as well. These teams do have some good history, and this week will go a long way into writing a couple of more chapters in this history that goes back just to 2019. It's flicked along for Darnell King. King's cross. Chased down by Rodriguez. Flood tried to move it centrally, and it's cleared. Just to finish up that point, it's interesting how Phoenix have now become rivals with two pretty new expansion teams, New Mexico and San Diego. Seemingly their two biggest rivals at this point.
I was actually getting a little bit of feedback on that on ye old social media. And you hear from people, can you call it a rivalry if it's one-sided? Right? Up until recently, San Diego hadn't exactly fared very well in their matchups against Phoenix Rising. And as we mentioned, coming in, just to repeat, 5 matches so far between these two squads. Only once have New Mexico United come out the victor, and that was in a US Open Cup match. My answer is yes, it can still be a rivalry.
I agree.
Because there's something special between the two, right? So you can be part of the Phoenix Rising fan base and say, we're above that, we're better than them. There's a reason that you get pushed to the limit every single time you play this squad.
Of course, the proximity also there as well. Neighboring states, as this has to be tipped up and over. Lunt was backpedaling, but does well to just concede a corner kick.
He's had to be on it tonight, hasn't he?
Sure has, and he has been up to the task.
There's a reason, though, coming in less than a goal against. 42 goals given up in 44 appearances between his time at Louisville City on loan. Goals on loan here in Phoenix Rising. And of course, the opportunity to come here this season, giving up a couple of more goals than they would have liked, but they all haven't been his fault. Defensively, still trying to shore up that back line. Just a couple of games ago, Rick Schantz shaking the lineup up. Of course, injuries have also affected.
Interrec and need a check. Go on the offensive with Lerner and Rowe, the official personal injury firm of your Phoenix Rising. Make one call, that's all, to 977-1900. Getting you all the money you deserve is our goal. with the outside of his right foot. All the way up for Hurst. Now Flood just dumps it forward. Mizell stayed put on his line. Epps putting some pressure on. Ahead. For Weehan. Lambert out for Flood. A missed touch there by Flood. And now here goes New Mexico United, Nico Brett. Preston's waiting in the middle. Here's Preston. Trying to kind of backheel that to himself. Phoenix get it clear.
Sergio Rivas has got to call him off that ball. Slip right back across the top of the 18. He let it fly through in the midfielder. One touch, stick it in the bottom corner. There's the speed once again, though. I like the recovery run for Maiden Quinn coming out of the middle. He immediately recognized they were stuck in a 1v1, trail in the wrong direction.
Sejas. Now Flood again in for Sejas. So good in those tight spaces, the Venezuelan international. Marcus Epps cuts it back. Quinn. Feeling some pressure, no whistle, or a late whistle, pardon me. Preston thought he was off and running. And a set piece opportunity for Phoenix where they can be dangerous.
He gets hit, it's simple. The referee's been calling a tight game. This is an easy one to pick out, though. Little pressure coming from their 19, slides over. Pretty interesting from Phoenix so far, Josh, 37 minutes into this match. If you watch the outside mids for Rising, Marcus Epps, Greg Hurst, as Arturo Rodriguez comes up and creates a four-man front, they're actually compressing the field quite narrow. And so you're still getting a lot of runs down into the channel. They're just delayed.
Aiden Quinn, not enough height on that. See how physical this game has been so far. A couple of Phoenix Rising yellow cards to Aiden Quinn and Darnell King. It's a Phoenix Rising team, though, coming off a very busy week. New Mexico United got a little bit of a let-off where they didn't have a game last weekend, so they haven't played in 10 days. Of course, these two teams will have another compressed week this week upcoming in New Mexico. As Zach Prince said, they get to stay around. They don't have to travel back home and then travel back for Wednesday. They can just stay right here in Phoenix. A couple of training sessions in ahead of Wednesday's Open Cup match.
10 on the Open Cup, 17 between league games. 17 days.
It's a long time.
I couldn't tell you the last time that I've seen that on a USL Championship schedule.
Meanwhile, you look at San Diego Loyal's schedule, and it is fast and furious. as they say, it all equals out in the end. Bruce looking for space in behind for Brett, and cut out again. Darnell King. Now a chance on the break again for New Mexico. Wehan's up ahead. Just cut out by Farrell. And Epps distributes upfield. Arturo Rodriguez. Quinn, Sejas. You know he wants it on that left foot, as does Aiden Quinn.
As did everybody else in this stadium. They wanted either one of them to unleash.
We saw the 2 goals from Luis Manuel Sejas, and now a yellow card will be shown to Kevin Lambert. 3rd yellow card issued to a Phoenix Rising player.
A caution has been issued by the referee.
The argument for the referee is going to be the arm. Watch the outstretched arm of Lambert right there. It's really hard to argue against it. You're in front of the referee. You're in front of the 4th official. Linesman trailing over the right shoulder. Everybody on the New Mexico United bench is going to be lobbying for it as well.
Two Jamaicans getting tangled up, Brett and Lambert.
I was going to say to you, Josh, out of everything we've seen in this first half, that's probably the easiest call that you could make,
sure,
that we would agree with.
Oh, an acrobatic flip there by Brett. And he nearly got the return, if not for Kevin Lambert. Now Sejas has to work out of trouble. King wins it off of Swartz. Epps will switch the play. And Quinn with space to work. Rodriguez has to be strong in the middle.
That's a great tackle.
Still battling for it. Which way will the referee go? It's Phoenix's ball, and they go quickly. Repetto for Hurst. Early ball across, and Epps, oh, it's saved! El Gato is back! Cody Mizell!
You can say anything you want about the amount of goals that he's given up against this organization, but this is 2-0. It's 100% 2-0, but Cody Mizell pulls the cat out of the hat on this one. What a save to the bottom corner. Fully outstretched, that entire 6-1 frame at best on this save.
You saw what Ben Luton was doing on the other end, said, hey, I got you back. And now a corner kick for Phoenix. Quinn will take into the back post and cleared away by Yearwood. Mexico want to try to go quickly here. Catch Phoenix in transition.
They got themselves caught up a little bit. It was a good step off the back line by Will Seymour. It's a holding midfielder by trade, turned center back by boys at United. Got tangled up his own man, and it was smartly done by Phoenix Rising. It's the foul, let's play quick, let's go. And look how narrow it is. Look at all the players on the inside. Compressed from within, then sprayed out.
Epps in for Repetto! And over the bar. Quick shot there from the big Italian. And now he decides he wants to ask for the deflection.
It's really difficult as well, Josh, because even where you know things are going to be placed in front of you. If you're Austin, Yearwood, Seymour, or Hamilton, the idea is hold serve, right? So if you sit here, instead of coming in deeper, you're going to have to trust the fact that your midfielders are going to help you out defensively. The problem is they've tilted the field here. So Darnell King has pushed himself up, and you're basically getting Flood, Farrell, and Lambert as Lambert rotates to the right a little bit into a 3 at times. So Aiden Quinn steps up a little bit, and then it just becomes a trickle-down effect as the ball comes forward.
King for Epps. Sejas, and out of play. Equality Health reminds you that next time you or a loved one needs preventive or routine care, go to your doctor first. If you don't have a doctor, go to equalityhealth.com to find one near you. Hurst, Luntz, Mizell. 3 big moments in this game so far. And another foul right in the center circle. Mexico trying to find something here before halftime. Weehan just behind Nico Brett. Space for Rodriguez. He couldn't get there. Seymour did first.
The fourth official has indicated
1 minute
there will
added
be
on
at least 1 minute
of the
added
first
time
45 minutes.
in the first half.
And remember, both teams in every game have scored multiple goals that these two teams have played. 5 previous matchups, which means we are due for some goal scoring come the second half. We'll see if it manufactures itself. There is the final whistle. 1-0 to Phoenix Rising at halftime.
Yeah, it's far from over, though. You and I both know that there are tons of opportunities and goals to still come within this match. Phoenix Rising giving you a different look. New Mexico United as well. Both dressing rooms going to be a bit bewildered as to what they saw in the opening half. Second 45 minutes, I promise you, it's going to be even hotter than what you just saw.
Some coaching coming off the field from Rick Shantz with Marcus Epps. Under the moonlight tonight, some New Mexico United fans making the trip here to Phoenix, and we have been entertained through 45 minutes. It's Phoenix 1, New Mexico 0, halftime here from Wild Horse Pass.
Lerner & Rowe is proud to be the official personal injury attorneys of Phoenix Rising. Our goal is getting you all the money you deserve. When you're in a wreck and need a check, make one call, that's all, to Lerner & Rowe.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
You might have heard of Carvana and that we sell cars online. What you probably didn't know is that we're in the business of making you happy. We believe buying a car should be something that gets you hyped up, that you should be empowered to shop when you want, where you want, wearing whatever you want, and that your new car ought to come with newfound happiness and 0 surprises. So we promise that we'll treat you right, we'll put you in control, and all of us will stop at nothing to drive you happy.
We'll drive you happy at Carvana.
Hello, I am Jose Luis Cruz Rivera, President of Northern Arizona University. We are a proud sponsor of Phoenix Rising. NAU and Phoenix Rising have much in common. We're both building on a strong foundation of success. We are both champions in our own fields, and we both strive for excellence. At NAU, We offer the advantages that come with a higher education to all of the members of our community. We are helping our students build a bright and boundless future for themselves, their families, and their communities. Come visit us at NAU and go Rising.
Halftime from Wild Horse Pass, Phoenix 1, New Mexico 0. On this week's Rising recap, a chance for Channing Chasen to go back to his high school, Hamilton High School, right here in the Valley.
It was amazing. I had so many memories here that I reminisced on coming back here. To come back to the school and just walking up to it made me feel like it wasn't too long ago that I was here. I miss it, definitely. Had some great memories here, like winning the state championship, just going to class with my best friends every day, so it was a great time. I gave my tickets to Heather Hackett. She's the yearbook teacher. She would always come out to my games and take pictures of me just for fun. She never had to, but she did out of the kindness of her heart to do so. So I gave those to her. She took my senior pictures as well. My family loves her, so it was nice to give it to her. I mean, I don't think I would have dreamt that this could be possible when I went here. I definitely always had aspirations of doing this, but to do it so soon, it's amazing. But I think it just makes me want to do more and achieve more and give back more. So maybe one day I can have like a soccer field I can donate back to them or something, so we'll see.
Rising as One is much more than a catchy slogan or tagline. It is the guiding pathway for which all members in our community experience, from the youngest to the very oldest, playing professionally with our Professional United Soccer League team. Our emphasis and commitment to our members' experience is unparalleled in the soccer community. We live and breathe our core values to inspire, develop all of our players on and off the field. Our player-first environment is a proven developmental approach, whilst in a positive, engaging, but also an enjoyable environment. With 6 regions delivering programs and services across Arizona, we include families across all demographics of life and a focus on inclusivity. Our player development pathway that includes consistent player feedback and opportunities to progress through our platforms, including our branch All-Star program, E64, Elite Clubs National League, Elite Clubs Regional League, USO Academy, and our MLS Next Academy. Opportunities exist through our club-wide fundraising initiatives to provide support for those who otherwise would not be able to participate in youth soccer. Our member-exclusive opportunities with Arizona's highest-level professional soccer team on tickets, group outings, partner discounts, and much more. Would you like to learn more? Come and join us at our tryouts this year at prfcyouthsoccer.com.
Rising is one! Rising is one! Rising as one! Rising as one! Rising as one!
Taking the lead.
Great finish. Cue the smoke.
It's a goal for Orange County SC and their first of the season.
And that's full time. The old guard with a new trophy. Orange County wins the USL Championship final.
You might have heard of Carvana and that we sell cars online. What you probably didn't know is that we're in the business of making you happy. We believe buying a car should be something that gets you hyped up. That you should be empowered to shop when you want, where you want, wearing whatever you want. And that your new car ought to come with newfound happiness and zero surprises. So we promise that we'll treat you right, we'll put you in control, and all of us will stop at nothing to drive you happy.
We'll drive you happy at Carvana.
Under the moonlight, it's a full moon tonight at Wild Horse Pass, and it's 1-0 to Phoenix Rising. Time to take a look around the USL Championship with our news and notes. And of course, big news in the USL Championship this week. Solomon Asante, he is back in the league, and he goes out east to Indy 11 for 2022. And of course, don't miss the US Open Cup, 14 USL Championship sides. April 19th and 20th right here on ESPN+. And Danny Trejo, April Player of the Month. And as we look at the Best Western scores, a big win for Las Vegas Lights earlier today. Memphis over Colorado Springs, and some good action here out west tonight as Lou City is 3-2 up over San Diego Loyal. Two of the top teams in the league, Orange County and Sacramento, at 1-1 as well.
That Lou City-San Diego game has problems. 5 goals between the two teams so far.
Not from a neutral perspective.
No, not at all. It'd be a great one to be able to sit back, have a cold one, and watch. And about Mark Briggs on the road against your 2021 USL Championship winners in Orange County, who haven't exactly looked themselves so far this season.
We hope you're enjoying your holiday weekend. It's 1-0 to Phoenix Rising. The second half is on the way.
This is Sanderson Ford Country.
All roads lead to Sanderson Ford for sales, service, and satisfaction. It's Ford Truck Month. New F-150s and Rangers arriving daily. Now's the time to get after it with big Truck Month incentives.
Get $500 in accessories or order your truck your way and save $1,500.
No hassle, no pressure, no nonsense, and no added markups. All roads lead to Sanderson Ford for sales, service, and satisfaction.
Pacific Office Automation is the one source for all of your business technology. Copiers and printers, managed IT and cloud services, unified communications and telephones, security systems and cameras, complete conference room packages. You need to partner with a total office solutions provider that gets it. Pacific Office Automation, problem solved.
Hello, I am Jose Luis Cruz Rivera, President of Northern Arizona University. We are a proud sponsor of Phoenix Rising. NAU and Phoenix Rising have much in common. We're both building on a strong foundation of success. We are both champions in our own fields, and we both strive for excellence. At NAU, we offer the advantages that come with a higher education to all of the members of our community. We are helping our students build a bright and boundless future for themselves, their families, and their communities. Come visit us at NAU and go Rising.
You might have heard of Carvana and that we sell cars online. What you probably didn't know is that we're in the business of making you happy. We believe buying a car should be something that gets you hyped up. That you should be empowered to shop when you want, where you want, wearing whatever you want. And that your new car ought to come with newfound happiness and zero surprises. So we promise that we'll treat you right, we'll put you in control, and all of us will stop at nothing to drive you happy.
We'll drive you happy at Carvana.
All Tonight's match is brought to you by Carvana, NAU, Equality Health, and Arizona Federal. Back here at Wild Horse Pass, 1-0 to Phoenix Rising, and we think we might have some more goals in store for this second half. Fans enjoying it in the South End tonight. Let's look back at the first half with our halftime highlights, and things starting off early, 7th minute, and Preston really giving trouble to this back line, and Nico Brett, how do you not score?
They stretched him really thin, and spoiler alert, this is all about Ben Lute and what he was able to do. 3 saves inside the opening 15 minutes. He does it in the 6th, the 7th. He'll do it again in the 14th, but watch how close it is in proximity to his goal. It's the one just in front of him, this one on the byline, cut back across. Better safe than sorry on the kick out, but this for me is the coup de grace. Good little reset here by Chris Wehan as they get it down into the channel, and this thing is floated back in. You're 6 yards away from pay dirt. Instead, Ben Lute steps up. Good little parry aside. That ball gets launched to the under of the field. Marcus Ebb says, yeah, how's your touch? Because mine's really freaking good. Good ball plucked out of midair. Greg Hurst, go to work. Rick Sean said coming in that this guy has some of the best feet in the entire business, and for good reason. Around the goalkeeper, 1-0 Phoenix Rising.
Just past the half-hour mark, and New Mexico really starting to grow into this game. Swartz with good service in, and forcing Lute just to push this up and over the bar. And then 42nd minute, tracking closer to halftime. Another good opportunity for Phoenix.
They really struggled with the runs, and they were aplenty coming from the boys in the red jerseys tonight, Josh. I mentioned how they compressed the field, so you had Epps, you had Hurst, you had Rodriguez and Repetto, a line of 4, all coming in against a back 3. So something's got to give there. Daniel Bruce, Harry Swartz, someone's got to drop back and help out. They didn't get enough of that, and that unbalance gave the ability for guys like Quinn Sejas to come up from the rear, maintain possession if they weren't able to get it on the break. You shouldn't be surprised that it's 50-50 in possession. Actually thought it might have favored New Mexico United a bit more. Shots on target. Again, hats off to Ben Lute. You will not be able to survive the second half if you're Rising, given the way the first half went. Goalkeeper can't bail you out on the other side every single time. So even though they were great in transition, defensively, you have to take less chances moving forward. Shore up that back line. Otherwise, Nico Brett and Preston will eat you apart.
So we are just about set to go for this second half. And one sub for New Mexico United at halftime. It'll see Michael Azira come on, replacing Sergio Rivas. So the experienced former MLS player from Uganda in Azira, the 34-year-old, will come on. Spending time most recently with the Chicago Fire. That's the lone alteration at halftime here for New Mexico. Here we go, 45 more minutes, for 90 more minutes, maybe even more on Wednesday. With Devin Kerr, I'm Josh Eastern. Second half is underway here from Wild Horse Pass. Phoenix in the red, New Mexico in the yellow, and I know it was tweeted out, are we going with the Condiment Cup?
You got to give credit to the admin at Phoenix Rising for that one, right? The red and yellow. No mayonnaise, though.
Little ketchup versus mustard.
Are you a mayonnaise guy?
Absolutely not.
No way, shape, or form,
no,
for nothing.
Nope, ranch.
Oh, man. You know, you think you know a guy.
I've been brainwashed by my time in the Midwest. We mentioned it quite a bit in the first half that when these two teams get together, there are plenty of goals, and both teams had a decent amount of chances in that first half. But what makes you think we have more goals on our hands here tonight?
Number one, history. 5 games previously, 26 goals. That gives you the first one. So averaging just over 5 a game when you break it down. The other side is the amount of chances that were created in the first half. Plenty of shots on target, I might add, not just balls hit from a distance with a prayer. There was real intent behind him. Great saves by both goalkeepers. Ben Lute, 3 fantastic in the opening moments of this match. And of course, Cody Mizell could have easily been 2-0.
Sure.
Just before the halftime whistle. There's a real intent about the way these teams are moving right now and the way that they're playing.
Trying to slip that through for Nico Brett. Long throw in, steered away by Lambert. Shot from distance and Azira hits his own teammate. Friendly fire. Bruce. Phoenix will get this cleared through Hurst. Late challenge there by Repetto. The referee go to his pocket here. Doesn't look like it, just a run-of-the-mill foul. Time on the ball to start this second half for New Mexico. When we asked both these coaches whether they're looking ahead to Wednesday, they really both said the same thing. They are looking at this game and this game only. Once this game is over, then they will turn their attention onto Wednesday. I guess as Rick Schantz put it, he said it's a little bit less work for me. I don't have to do 2 scouts. It's the same team. We can just kind of look over some film and see what we did right, see what we did wrong, and move ahead to Wednesday and see what we need to do from there. Diving header puts it out for a throw-in. Kept in all the way to the end line. Bruce waiting for it. It's steered back into the middle. Complete miscue of that shot. And here comes Arturo Rodriguez for Marcus Epps. And other red shirts up ahead. Rodriguez continues his run down the right. Epps for Quinn. Ryan Flood. Flood! It's tipped over the bar. Mizell with the save. I want to talk about left foot for all 3 players, Sejas, Quinn, and Flood.
It's a really good save from distance, too, because Cody Mizell has actually started to rotate off his line, expecting that initial ball in, whipped in. Instead, gets caught off a little bit, but good recovery. It's Quinn, it's Sejas, but it's Ryan Flood as well, and the ball movement by Phoenix Rising. Magnificent. That little cut in from Epps on the right flank. Good job by Arturo Rodriguez and the patience holding the run up down in the channel. This is a very different looking Phoenix Rising squad than what you saw in the opening couple of weeks.
This kick brought to you by Carvana, proud sponsor of Phoenix Rising. Carvana will drive you happy. Driven in on the volley and cued wide. Sejas again.
Easy, son. Easy.
How many times do you think they practice that?
I mean, he connects on this. Just elect him mayor. Give him the key to the city. Nice little ball. 18 yards out. He knows the second he connects, watch him pull out of it. And it catches the outside of the foot.
The spin.
Yeah, it's little dog-leg left. Got away from him. He laid up, Josh. Sorry.
Looked like one of my slices. Here's Phoenix back into the attack. Quick rotation. It's Marcus Epps. Epps. Darnell King picks the pocket. Tipped over the top by Hurst. Hurst stays with it. Hurst might take it himself. Now he'll pass it back. Another shot from distance is blocked down. Marcus Epps was on it. Little back heel flick around the corner. Rodriguez can't get there. Get your group out for the Rising experience, whether it's family or friend celebrations, client entertainment, or employee outings. We can make it memorable for the whole bunch. So plenty of good options on the bench, really, for both teams. Attacking options for New Mexico include Jerome Kiesewetter, Ilya Illich, of course Joey Calistri and his history against New Mexico on the bench as well. 4 total goals, including a brace last year. Bruce. Azira, so calm in possession. Out for Swartz. Rolls it in for Portillo, lets it run through. And Quinn there to disrupt. Bruce weaving through, lays this up ahead, Weehan, it's blocked down. It'll be a corner kick for New Mexico. They are knocking on the door, trying to find that equalizer.
How's the closure from Lambert, as it's really good tiki-taka type stuff from New Mexico United. Bruce has been shot out of a cannon here in the second half. Nice ball laid through to Weehan. Got to get him active, have not been on the ball enough if you're Chris Weehan. Little cutback across in the center back for Phoenix Rising. Last minute effort, well done.
This is cleared away, and Quinn picks it up for Phoenix.
I've got something that's a little bit nauseating if you're a New Mexico United fan. It's not a tactical breakdown. It's something that you hope history doesn't repeat itself.
Quinn chips this forward, taken by Mizell.
This Phoenix Rising team has gone 47 consecutive matches in the USL Championship when they're leading at halftime, in which they've come out at least a victor, at worst a draw. They're 44-0-3. The last time they conceded a lead when they were up after 45 minutes was October 10th of 2018.
Whoa.
They were up 2-1 against Las Vegas Lights in Sin City, and they lost 5-2. 47 matches unbeaten.
That's remarkable. Well, even talked about their home unbeaten streak a few weeks ago that was disrupted by San Diego. It just shows you what Rick Shantz and this Phoenix Rising organization have put together over the last few years. Rodriguez. Darnell King. Flood asking for it. He's in acres of space. Instead, it's Rodriguez. Shot just eluding the goal, and it will be a substitution coming.
For New
It is
Mexico
Josh
United.
Suggs,
Entering the match
who is
is
coming
number
on
5,
to make his
Josh
225th
Leaving the match is
regular
number
season
25,
appearance. That
Daniel
ties him for
Bruce.
5th all-time with Kyle Gregg, who scored tonight for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. So Suggs is on for New Mexico. It's Daniel Bruce who makes way. Deep into the corner. Getting end line, and Lambert is there again for Phoenix. Only as far as Hamilton. No width for New Mexico. Just trying to probe this back line for Phoenix. Suggs just onto the field. Zira stepping up. Now it's Sejas. That ball did go out of play. Suggs couldn't keep it in. And here is the sub we were expecting at some point. Joey Calistri
Entering the
will
match
be coming
is
on.
number 21, Joey Calistri.
It will be Claudio Repetto making way. First sub of the game for Phoenix.
Leaving the match is number 45, Claudio Repetto.
It was time they needed a new presence up top. He's done well for Rising over the course of the evening. But as the game has progressed, Josh, they just haven't had enough of a presence up there. And even with the waves of attacks that were in the first half, saw a lot of Hurst, certainly saw a lot of Marcus Epps and Arturo Rodriguez. We did not see enough of Claudio Repetto, and you have to imagine that there's going to be a little switch here, that you'll slide Hurst up top and you could bring Marcus Epps over to the left, bring Joey Calistri onto that far side. So the Swiss Army knife that is the Deerfield, Illinois native is pretty much comfortable anywhere on the field.
Long ball is picked off. Here comes New Mexico through Josh Suggs. Suggs cuts in. Suggs! And this well out of play. Cintrone World is an aspirational lifestyle beverage brand and proud to be the exclusive energy drink partner of Phoenix Rising. If you're ready to energize, visit CintroneWorld.com and join the vibe on social at Cintrone World. Cheers. Preston, another late whistle, and this will be a free kick.
This ball got launched behind the scenes as well. Knocked this one away. Ryan Flood showing his displeasure for Flores' decision. Different flow here in the second half, hasn't it? 30 minutes to go. It was wide open in the first. A bit more cagey here. Trying to feel each other out. Physicality is still there, but more at bay than we saw in the first half.
Not usually typical of the Phoenix, New Mexico game. Curled into a good area. Oh, and Luke took some punishment there. And some pushing and shoving after the play. That was a heavy, heavy collision.
Watch Preston here. Preston's head. I mean, this is a scary collision between Preston and Ben Loon. And the goalkeeper has every right, as does the striker, to come and get this ball. Young kids at home, look away. This is a massive frame, 6'6" plus of Ben Loon coming all the way back out on the head. And then the right rib cage of Ben Loon just feeling the full force from the Cameroonian. There's a tiny nudge on the backside from Kevin Lambert as well. You just hope both of these guys are okay, regardless of the antics behind the scenes.
Loon back on his feet, and it's good to see. Looks like the referee still with a yellow card in his hand. The yellow card, one of them going to Preston. And I believe the other one went to Will Seymour.
Seymour one is.
Might have been for some of the push.
He was behind the scenes going at it with Darnell King, who's got to be really careful for the yellow card that he picked up in the 27th minute. I'm not necessarily sure I agree with the yellow card on Preston.
By the referee.
Yeah, it's two guys going for the ball.
7-8 yards out, goalkeeper's coming off his line. He has every right to make a play on the ball. There's no malintent on it.
Here's Hamilton. Preston. Oh, good ball out wide, right into the path. Swartz and his cross bouncing in. Portillo off the post. Appeal for a foul, and instead the referee points for a goal kick.
It's going to leave a mark on Harry Swartz as well, as does this well-struck ball by Justin Portillo. One of the better artistes in the entire USL Championship. Leads in chances created for good reason, but this one, he goes it alone. Good job on the half step. Watch it pull his frame up. Just plants that left leg down into the ground. Josh wanted to take it in stride, had to adjust. Does very well for himself. Luton was beaten.
Again, Hamilton. Long over the top. Able to get around that corner, but a good tackle there at the end by King. It's a corner kick for New Mexico. This one played short once again, and the return ball curled in. The header by Suggs is up and over the bar. The reigning champs race their way to the Midwest to face a new look Indy 11 as the USL on ESPN continues. Don't miss the Indy 11 take on Orange County Sunday, April 24th at 5:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Deportes. Should be an intriguing matchup, another East versus West. Phoenix will host Miami next weekend. Should be another intriguing matchup as Miami comes all the way out west. First of 2 Floridian teams on the docket for Phoenix this year, with the Rowdies coming to town later on. Preston puts this in. It'll be a throw-in for New Mexico deep in that corner. Zira, right at Luntz. At the midway point of this second half, the last quarter of this game. Devin Kerr, I'm Josh Eastern. Some games finishing up around the Western Conference tonight. And so far, the only goal in this game coming from Greg Hurst in the first half. End to end after a brilliant save by Ben Luntz. Is there something in this though for New Mexico? As we wind our way towards the finish line, Weehan. Challenge there by Lambert going to ground. Ball curled in, and it's there for Luntz to take. Giveaway by Epps. Portillo wanting to get it back. Lets it run through for Preston. Denied by Flood. Phoenix did not want to see the end result of that shot.
It's a really poor giveaway by Marcus Epps, and a little surprised that Preston doesn't hit this sooner. The slight hesitation as this comes back across the body. Looked like there was going to be a combination with he and Portillo. Portillo lets it run, and he thought he was going to grab it. Instead, that half stutter right there allows Flood to come back across and get out in front of it.
Portillo, the service flicked along. It was a good flick at that near post. Preston keeps it in, serves it back, and the header is up and over the bar by Seymour.
Everything about the chances here in the second half, outside of the strike that you just saw. And of course, you can't forget the Portillo. 2 really good chances. Most of it, Josh, has just been these balls whipped in. Tons of bodies in the box, go up and make a play. The good news for United fans is that whether it's Will Seymour, we've seen Preston in there as well, Nico, Brett, a lot of guys have been on the end of it, just haven't been able to put it on the 8x8 just yet.
Looks like a yellow card given to Ben Luntz there for time wasting.
A caution has been issued by the referee to Phoenix Rising FC number 39, Ben Luntz.
Another foul. Will this be a yellow card shown here? Zira getting tangled up. Just a foul. Glenn tried to put that in play too quickly. How about this? Final from San Diego. Louisville 5, San Diego 2.
Ooh. That'll leave a mark with Nate Miller, Landon Donovan, and Loyal.
Now we have the LA Galaxy coming up in the midweek. Sejas for Quinn. Quinn. Into the stands.
How about Oakland?
Yeah.
Their first victory of the season.
They needed it.
4-1, big
Congrats
time.
to Juan Guerra.
They've looked, yeah, there's a Phoenix Rising connection, right? They've looked really good, to be fair. Unfortunate for them, a result hasn't swung their way. Sac, Orange County, 1-1. feel like that's predictable for those two. Look at Los Dos. The 2 spot against Monterey Bay and Frank Yallop.
Monterey Bay gets to go home in still a few more weeks. They got one more game against San Antonio at the end of the month, and then they will host Las Vegas on May 7th, their first home game. Got a tough slate of games upcoming. A tough run of form for them, but they're hanging in there in their long road trip.
Pretty interesting that a team like Louisville just to put a ball on this East-West matchup. That was. Everybody's talked about how good their defensive unit has been this season. Coming in, lead the league in shutouts, and all of a sudden you put up a 5 spot on San Diego Loyal. Pretty impressive.
Number 3, Manuel Madrid. Leading the match is number 20, Marcus Epps.
That'll be the end of the night for Marcus Epps. Manuel Madrid comes on for some defensive stability to close this one out. This is something Rick Schantz has talked about. He says every team is different, and this may not be the team that scores 3-4 goals a game, but they might grind out a couple of 1-0, 2-1 wins. And he said, that's okay if we can get those results.
Watch them drop into a 5 now, by the way. I see that coming. Look at the defensive shape. 5 on the back line, 4 straight across the middle. Compact it even further. You just tuck in Manuel Madrid right inside Ryan Flood. So it gives the ability to still go get goals, Josh, if you need them. You've got the speed of King and Flood. You are asking another role player and someone like Kevin Lambert to just adjust again. Now, he's played well on the back line, but we haven't seen him in that 3-back system just yet.
Zira. A lot of possession in this half for New Mexico. Still looking for that first tally. See at the bottom of your screen there, Zach Prince, a little bit frustrated. Not been able to crack the code yet. Little flick along, Weehan. Could not get it back. Nico Brett, the team leader in goals with 3. Harry Swartz has chipped in 2. Swartz has been active down the left so far for New Mexico tonight. Of course, it was Nico Brett who had that great chance in the first half. Player down for New Mexico as Phoenix continues on. Mizell will make this catch. And now the referee will stop play. That is Preston, who was slow to get back to his feet. Official get an earful from Zach Prince. Of course, he's been on this staff for the last 3 years. The first 3 years, of course, of New Mexico's existence. Now stepping into the role that Troy Lesane had, and grieved about something.
It's a USL Championship legend in his own right. Zach Prince, what he was able to do for so long within this league. Charleston Battery, 153 appearances all time, all competitions. 142 in the championship itself. Part of this project that started way back when.
Nico Brett, another kick save. Lute, it's still not clear. Ben Lute, another brilliant stop. And then a little flare from Arturo Rodriguez. The physicality continues, and a free kick will go the way of Phoenix Rising.
Really good look here for Nico Brett, but watch as he tries to cut it back across his body. The late pressure coming right there from Lambert. Slight little dust up, allows Ben Lute recenter himself. Bit of pressure coming from Lambert. Still gets the strike off, and Ben Lute, he came to play tonight. Save after save on the doorstep.
Mizell has made a big save. Lute has made a couple as well. Usually we expect goals, instead we're getting goalkeeper saves.
Let's see how much they're willing to gamble. Phoenix Rising, Mexico United. Definitely been on the ball a bit more, but they had a lot of the play moving into the final third, down into the channels. As you bring Manuel Madrid on, it allows you to drop Ryan Flood, Darnell King a bit deeper, absorb some of that pressure, and really challenge the play in front of you, as opposed to chasing, which they certainly have had to do defensively.
Sejas blocked down, still there for Phoenix. Just losing his footing there, and looked to be Calistri.
I would love to see more combination play coming out of the back for New Mexico United between the three midfielders, Portillo, Azira, and Chris Wehan. It's just not working out that way because of the defensive tracking. You'll see Portillo come deep, you'll see Azira, and then they kind of get tangled up next to each other side by side. They don't have that stepping stone. A lot of that also relies on the fact that Phoenix Rising have allowed Aiden Quinn and Sejas to partner up next to each other. So they get flat, so does Rising. Next thing you know, it's 2v2. So everything comes back to the outside, which plays right into Rising's hand with the 5-back we just talked about.
Flood. Rodriguez, the header is just over the bar. Greg Hurst looking for a second. Mexico trying to carry on quickly here. Preston. And now the flag is up for offside. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2022, whether your club is on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of the USL Championship action on ESPN Plus, the home to the USL, MLS, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Return ball is King, makes a long run upfield. He shouldered off the ball there by Seymour. The best play on a new Ford is at Sanderson Ford, Arizona's largest Ford dealership. Suggs tracking back is able to keep it. And Mizell sends it upfield. another clash of heads. We've seen quite a few of these tonight. The referee stops play right away.
It's up over the back. Darnell King. The way that he's called this game, we've seen cards given out for less. Darnell King sitting on a yellow. Don't expect, given the way that this went, that the referee's going to be brandishing anything in that fashion anytime soon. There's been some really heavy challenges tonight.
There have. Luton Preston colliding a few minutes ago. Maybe the biggest of the bunch. Getting checked out on the field. And the South End still making noise, just over 7,000 in attendance tonight. Always a big seller is Phoenix, New Mexico. We'll see if the crowd shows up on Wednesday as well for the US Open Cup match. Some New Mexico United fans in the crowd as well. Players back to their feet. Not much time left. Can New Mexico salvage something? They are unbeaten coming into play tonight in the league. 2 wins, 2 draws. Started off the season with those 2 wins, followed it up with 2 more draws. Long over the top. Back pass for Mizell.
So right here, there's just a disconnect, Josh, of Azira comes in. Even if you find Portillo right now, where's the next ball? Look at how deep Nico Brett is. You want one of them to go find it, it's fine. But the field, even when it's compressed, you don't have the ability to connect the dots regularly.
Here's Suggs, puts it in the middle, looking for Preston. An awkward pass as he had to slide in for it. It'll be a substitution coming now for New Mexico. Ilya Illich will be coming on. Former Lou City and Indy 11 man. Replace Harry Swartz.
Substitution for New Mexico United. Entering the match is number 14.
No goals, no assists
Ilya
this year
Illich.
for Illich.
Leading the match
He
is number 33,
influenced the last 5+.
This will switch everything up now. Illich will go up top. Preston near, Suggs far. The marking's going to change if you're wearing a Rising jersey. And just to go back for a second, I mentioned to you that they haven't regularly had the ability to make those steps together. There's nothing wrong with that. Your identity within this game has been the quick breaks, right? Stick to it. Your best chances have come when you've been as direct as possible with speed.
They've had a lot of the ball. The possession was about 50-50 at halftime. It's now closer to 57% in favor of New Mexico. Phoenix okay to sit off. Pressure coming from behind on Illich. Madrid with the foul and a free kick for New Mexico. Portillo stands over it. Portillo, good depth to this. And her cued away, but a foul will end the threat anyway. 3 minutes to go. And interesting when you look at touches in the opposition box. New Mexico more than double that of Phoenix Rising at 25-12. And as Zach Prince said to us this week, the chances have been there, but he said they need to get better. He says they will get better and they can get better, but no tangible end product here tonight.
Sometimes you can only do so much, right?
Yep.
Though Rising have definitely been the better team, New Mexico United have still created plenty of opportunities for themselves. No one told Ben Lute that he wasn't supposed to show up, though. Goalkeeper's been spectacular. Greg Hurst, the lone goal right now, picks himself up a yellow card to boot.
In a substitution, we'll see Darnell King come off on that yellow card, and Babukar Chai will be coming on. Of course, his first season with Phoenix and back after injury.
Is number 6.
Sean's happy to get Jai back in the equation.
Jai. Leading the match is number 2, Darnell King.
King comes off. Jai some fresh legs for the closing stages. Looks like he'll slide in on that left wing.
Joey Calistri has tucked himself in on that right side next to Joey Farrell.
This is something that Rick Schantz told us this week. He said he was very pleased with the way some of the substitutes have come on and influenced the game positively. And he also talked about his team's versatility, and you're seeing that with Calistri now moving to right back. Bouncing through, penalty! New Mexico will go to the spot with a chance to equalize in the 90th minute. Flood caught in a tough spot. And a yellow card issued to Ryan Flood.
There's definite contact behind the scenes. We'll try and give you the best look we have. Ball's floated back in. The distribution we've seen tonight for New Mexico United has continued to increase as the match has gone on. The service being whipped into the box. Unparalleled by the visitors. Portillo, quick thinking, head up, lofted back in.
Minimum of 4 minutes of added time.
You can see him fall on the backside. Where's the initial contact occur? And I'm not talking about proximity. I'm talking about, does he actually pull his run up to initiate it? Good on the striker. From what we see, it's contact, it's a penalty, and it's an opportunity for the Bees, Chris Wehan, to even this thing up.
Still some pushing and shoving. It'll be the all-time leader in goals. Chris Wehan stepping up to the spot. A big chance to get back into this game for New Mexico and try to salvage a point. Of course, converted in that penalty kick shootout back in 2019 in the U.S. Open Cup, but tonight it's in league play. As we enter stoppage time, Loon has made some big saves tonight. Can he come up with one more? Wehan, oh, it's saved by Lutz! He does it again! He What a moment for the Phoenix Rising goalkeeper. But it's not done yet. Another shot from distance is blocked down. We get into 4 minutes of stoppage time. We should go well past that. Preston. Blocked out of play by Flood, and it's a goal kick.
Just give it to him. This is your player of the week right here for good reason. He's been all over the pitch, and yet all he has is this little box on one end of the field to work with. Bottom corner, not the best of penalties at all from Chris Wehan. Not enough pace, certainly doesn't get it into the bottom corner. Still work to be done for Ben Lute. 5 penalties in the USL Championship for Chris Wehan, and he's on the negative side of it. He's missed 3. Not exactly efficient, but a magnificent performance that we've seen put on here tonight from Ben Lute.
Rodriguez trying to put this one away for good. Sejas. Rolled out wide. Rodriguez again. Sejas. Phoenix playing keep away from New Mexico at this point. It's a throw-in now. All the way into the corner. That ball did go out for a goal kick. The board went up right as the penalty was pretty much given. The penalty was taken about 90 seconds or so after that, so ballpark of maybe a minute or so more. Jai. And a free kick to Phoenix.
That's some kind of night, huh? Sometimes as a player, regardless of position, you just step onto the pitch and you feel something special. Was it the Wheaties? Proper night's sleep the night before. Quality conversation, whatever it was. Wash, rinse, repeat for Ben Lute next time out.
Rodriguez goes down. Referee says play on, and he says no more. That is the final whistle. Phoenix Rising 3 points over New Mexico United. Well, there weren't goals, but there were plenty of top-class saves, and mostly from that man there, Ben Lute. Flood was the first guy to go up and give him his appreciation, really bailed him out after conceding the penalty. And a tough one to take if you're New Mexico United, especially Chris Wehan. Ben Lute, pretty easy choice. Our man of the match presented by Phoenix Children's Hospital.
How could it not be, right? All the saves that he's put forth, bailing his back line out at the tail end of it. Ryan Flood, you're buying dinner, buddy, and then some. 19 shutouts in 45 appearances in the USL Championship. Call me crazy, I call it a high score. I call it a magnificent performance from Ben Lute and a well-earned victory for Phoenix Rising.
We will come back and wrap things up after this. It finishes Phoenix Rising 1, New Mexico 0.
Lerner & Rowe is proud to be the official personal injury attorneys of Phoenix Rising. Our goal is is giving you all the money you deserve. When you're in a wreck and need a check, make one call, that's all, to Lerner and Rowe.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
At Arizona Federal, our passion is to help out the community where you live and work, because where you bank should make you feel good. Show your support for the home team with the Phoenix Rising Visa debit card. When you open a new account, you can score $100 just for using your card when you shop. How's that for an easy goal? Be a part of our commitment to the community. Arizona Federal Credit Union.
Well, Ben Lute did a lot of the saving on the night, but it was Greg Hurst who was celebrating with the crowd who got the lone goal in this game as Phoenix take it 1-0 over New Mexico United. A lot to celebrate as we look back on the 90 minutes. And we start things off in the 14th minute. Phoenix out on the break. Epps to Hurst and 1-0.
He had already made 3 great saves on the other end in spectacular fashion, Ben Lute. And coming off of this one, it's just a long ball knocked out by Lambert. Said, you know what, boys, let's reset. Nobody told Marcus Epps. No one told Greg Hurst. Soft feet, clinical finish, 1-0 Phoenix Rising. Response would continue to come from New Mexico United. The problem was is most of the chances, albeit from distance, were still there for Phoenix Rising. Second half, turn up the heat a little bit. Justin Portillo, did this catch a little kiss off of Lambert in his chest as it makes its way to the back post? Maybe not, but still hits the post. And then Arturo. Greg Hurst, this is a combination that Phoenix Rising fans will come to know. They will come to love. Just a bit short. Penalty we had, saved by Lute.
That was the story of the night. Saved by Lute. He denies Chris Wehan. And Phoenix Rising stay on the winning track. They have now won 4 straight in all competitions. That has vaulted them right back into the picture, just 4 points off of first in San Diego Loyal.
Coming into the match, you kind of looked at the standings and went, when's the last time Phoenix Rising was chasing everybody else? And yet, Colorado Springs lose, San Diego Loyal lose, Phoenix Rising get a win, they jump up. Just like that, all is right in the world if you're in the Western Conference and you're a Phoenix Rising fan, right? But New Mexico United still right there. Their first blemish of the season. They get a loss at Phoenix Rising. Not the worst thing to talk about. Good performance overall for both squads, but well-deserved for the home team.
And they'll do it again on Wednesday in the U.S. Open Cup. For our entire crew, broadcast partner Devin Kerr, I'm Josh Eastern, saying so long from Phoenix. It finishes Phoenix Rising 1, New Mexico United 0. Good night from Wild Horse Pass.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.